What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, this news just broke within the last hour, and this is unbelievable. You see this guy up here? A lot of you guys know him if you live in Florida, namely Osceola County. This guy you see right here is Osceola elected Sheriff Marcos Lopez. And this guy's just been arrested for racketeering charges in Florida for running some type of gambling scheme or something. Now, this guy right here, if you don't remember him or why he made the news, this guy is the one doing the Maddie Soto case. You know, the girl that was with Stephen Stearns out there in Florida that has yet to go to trial. This guy took a picture of the body, and it wound up getting on social media. And he acted like it was an accident, or said it was an accident, and he got in hot water for that. But now, he got bigger fish to fry, because now he's caught up in a gambling scheme that he supposedly had organized, and the feds are involved. Fox 35 News out there is the ones that broke the story. This is what they're saying so far. Disgrace to the badge.
Welcome in here. We are tracking breaking news this afternoon out of the Fox 35 newsroom. We appreciate you joining us. I'm Garrett Weimer. We are tracking the arrest of the Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez, now facing charges in what the Attorney General's office is calling a gambling operation. This breaking news coming into our newsroom, confirming it just in the last little bit. We know the charges. The Osceola County Sheriff is facing one count of racketeering, one count of conspiracy to commit racketeering. Obviously still very much a developing situation, but joining us live now to let us know a little bit more about what we are learning here. Fox 35 says Stephanie Buffamonte. And Stephanie, where are you right now?
So I am in front of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. We do have a crew outside of the Lake County Jail as well, where we believe Sheriff Lopez is right now. Not immediately clear, but that is what we believe, that he has left the Osceola County Sheriff's Office and is at the Lake County Jail. But obviously a lot of moving parts this morning. You just shared some of the details, Garrett, but just to bring you some more, and I'm going to look at my phone. It's only because this is new information just coming into our newsroom. We got an executive order from the governor's office saying, quote, Marcos Lopez is suspended from public office that he now holds. It says Christopher Blackman is appointed effective June 5th, 2025 to fill the position of sheriff for Osceola County. And that is coming from the governor's office. We are outside of the sheriff's office right now. Pretty quiet out here, except for all of the news crews that are here. We have seen some people go in and out, but those are just people who are just going to the sheriff's office who needed to before. As of now, there's not much activity other than when we first pulled in, there were two blacked out SUVs. We don't know the connection there, but we do know that that typically means some kind of FBI vehicle, which we are piecing together here. But like I said, we're not entirely sure the situation there, but we did see those two blacked out SUVs. And then we do see the sheriff's office behind us here. Like I said, no one from the sheriff's office themselves have come in or out, just people who are citizens over here. But one other thing I wanted to note, we had gotten a statement from the Attorney General. I'm going to read it again here. It says, quote, this is a solemn day for Florida and our law enforcement community. We put great trust in our constitutional officers, especially those who are our community's first line of defense. However, law must be applied equally regardless of position, power, and branch of government. Public servants should never exploit the public's trust for personal gain. Our statewide prosecutors will hold Sheriff Lopez, his associates, and all lawbreakers accountable. So obviously there is a lot to learn here. We have few details right now, but we are working really hard to figure out everything that is going on and that happened behind the scenes. But as you could see from those two statements from the governor's office, from the Attorney General's office, this sounds like it was pretty serious.
Yeah, still
and
a
of
lot
course
to...
those charges that you mentioned, Garrett.
Right, exactly. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon as we track this breaking news live from the Osceola County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
I want to bring in Jamie Copenhaver, who is a former sheriff's detective and investigator, an expert in law enforcement topics. And Jamie, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon as we track this breaking news. I first want to get your thoughts here because this is a bit of an extraordinary situation here. Where you're talking about a high-ranking, elected official in Osceola County who is now facing charges himself, and quite serious charges, according to the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, Garrett, we haven't seen any of the paperwork in terms of the charging affidavit or documents from the court, but just the sheer statement coming from the Attorney General. These are some pretty serious charges being levied against the sheriff. We covered this a little bit earlier. I'm curious to see what associates that the general was speaking about when he framed that statement for the release. He said, and associates. So I would look for more and additional arrests to come out of this, not just the sheriff.
We now have the replacement who is going to step in as sheriff while this Lopez is suspended. What difficulties and does this gentleman step into facing, with the incumbent of that office being suspended and facing charges? Because as the investigators in the sheriff's office there try to go on with their daily duties.
Yeah, keep in mind these men and women are professionals and they're not political, right? The sheriff is a constitutional officer. He's appointed or elected, not appointed. So these men and women are going to obviously be shocked, as we covered earlier, but I would presume that they're not going to miss a beat in terms of any pending cases, and certainly not cases, coming up on the 911 screen, et cetera. These men and women are professionals, and they'll handle it as such. It's going to be some adjusting. You have an interim sheriff coming in, essentially blind, not knowing how the reaction is going to be from the employees of the troops. But I can assure you, they're going to continue doing what they do best, and that's protecting us.
Jamie, what would something like this mean with, some high-profile cases still pending, including specifically the Matty Soto case? What would happen to something like that? Could we potentially see any impacts or any delays in a case like that because of an arrest like this?
My better guess is no. I mean, we saw the sheriff getting in some hot water over releasing that photo of that recovered body, right? Or discovered body, I should say. So he was in hot water for that. But in respect to any pending cases or litigation involving the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, unless the sheriff was directly involved in those cases, that shouldn't affect any of those cases moving forward.
All right, Jamie Copenhaver, former sheriff's detective and investigator, we appreciate you joining us as we track this breaking news this afternoon.